my name is Keely Courtney, and today is December the 9th. It's 2025. Could you introduce yourself?
Yes, I am Keely's grandmother, and my name is Shandell Thomas.
Okay, so can you tell me when you were born, where you live now, and just a little bit about yourself?
I was born February 20th, 1959, and I live in Carlisle County.
So can you tell me about a little bit about your childhood and let's say your family and just your younger and your grade school days and things like that?
Okay. Well, when I was born in Mayfield, Kentucky, but when I was just a few months old, my parents moved north about 20 miles south of Chicago in a little bitty town called Peatone. And that's where I started my school years. And it was a very nice little town, and I used to bicycle all over it and had a big time. And then we moved back to Kentucky when I was in the 4th grade, and I've been here ever since.
Sounds good. Is there anything else about your childhood that you'd like to talk about?
Well, I had a mom and a dad and a sister and a brother, and I'm the oldest. And no, not. I fell in the bathtub one time. That's why I have no memory of before I was 5 or 6 years old. But other than that, that's how exciting my life ever got.
Sounds good. So, for perspective, I'm 16. When you were my age, what did you and your friends do for fun and entertainment? Whenever you guys went out, what are you doing?
Okay, we are cruising. We would cruise through Mayfield, and we would drive from the Dairy Queen to the plaza and back. And we would do that and see who all we see. And then we would stop at the plaza and talk to whoever was there, and everybody was cruising. And that's the main thing that we did. Mm-hmm. If we went out somewhere, we just went to the movies or something.
To add on to that, what cars were you driving?
Well, when I was 16, I had no car. So I was riding with somebody else, or I was driving my parents' old Buick. Yeah. Which I wasn't the only one, so it didn't really matter. But that's just what we do. You may hop in with this one and ride for a while, and then you hop in with somebody else and ride for a while. That's just what you do.
Now, at my age, did you have any suitors?
Suitors?
Yes, that I need to know about.
We didn't say suitors. That would have been my grandmother had suitors. Let's see. I didn't have anybody steady. I just went out with whoever. Mm-hmm. Mostly me and girlfriends would hang out. Mm-hmm. But guys would come. I had a lot of parties at my house. Yeah. I really did. After football games and things, all the ones in my age, the football players and whatever, they'd come to my house, and we'd have a bunch of us girls would get together and pay for whatever, pizza or whatever. And we had a Coke machine there, and so everybody bought their own Coke. Mm-hmm. And we had a ping pong table and a pool table and plenty of room. So we had what you would call a game room at my house. But it was used to be where a pig stayed. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And my dad cleaned it up when we bought it. It was off from my granddad and made it into like a clubhouse is what we called it. And so that's where we'd all get together and goof off.
See, not that much has changed now, because I know all my friends get together at one of our friends' houses after a lot of events. So right now, it is nearly Christmas time, and it's just the holiday season. Did you and your family have any holiday traditions that you guys did about, anything like Easter, Christmas? What did you guys do for Thanksgiving, all those things?
When I lived up north, there wasn't any other family. Every now and then there was an uncle maybe that had moved up there to work or something, and we'd get together during the holidays. But otherwise, it was just, we didn't come home for Christmas. Mm-hmm. I don't remember ever coming home for Thanksgiving either. So I really don't remember what we did. We just had our tree and friends, that my parents that would come over to eat. But then after I moved back here in the 4th grade, then both my grandparents lived here. And so we would go to my grandmother Smith's, my dad's parents on Christmas Eve, and my mom's parents on Christmas night, and get together. So actually, I think I said that backwards.
It's okay.
Whatever.
It's okay. So I know you worked at the seed cleaner, which I want to get into later, but did you have any other part-time jobs or other jobs?
I worked when I was 16 is when the Dairy Queen in Mayfield, where everybody knows now, was originally across the road. And it was a 2-lane road that went through there. And when they moved across the road, I got a job, and I lasted about 2 days. I simply did not have a car to get me there on time and things like that. So, and they hired a bunch of extra people, and I was one of the last ones they hired, so I didn't get to stay long.
Oh well.
So
is that it that you had, or anything else?
No. One time I worked at a bank for a while there in town when I graduated high school for a few years, and then one time I just decided, I don't know why, just to see if I could do it. I worked at a girls' home that was located in Mayfield, and that was interesting. But I just wanted to see if I could get a job because I'd always worked for myself. So I'd never gone and interviewed anywhere really.
So did you have any education after high school?
I have my associate's degree, and that's all. So that's 2 years college, and I didn't get that until after I had both my babies.
Yeah. Where'd you get that from?
PCC, I don't know what it's called now in Paducah.
Gotcha.
What's it called?
I think WKCTC.
Okay.
I think.
I know they changed the name.
Okay, so now can you tell me about the seed cleaner?
Okay. I had just had your mom. She was about 3 months old. She was about 2 months old. I had her in the 1st of June, and we bought the seed plant in Arlington in August. So I was 26, I guess. Michael was 27, something like that. And we bought the seed cleaner. We'd been cleaning seed for a couple of years, but it needed to either close down or grow.
Yeah.
And so the one in Arlington it had shuttered its doors, but it was available for sale. And so we bought it and worked there for, I don't know, 38 years, 40, I don't know, 38 probably, closer to that.
Yeah. Well, looking back, with hindsight, is there anything you wish you would have done differently?
I wish I had gone ahead and went to college. Or if I didn't go to college, had some kind of career. You don't necessarily have to go to college to get some kind of a career or whatever. But honestly, when I grew up, a lot of people did not go to college. It was a pretty normal thing for people to just get out of high school and go to work.
Yeah.
And so the only thing I knew about college, because nobody had gone that I knew of in my family. Others in my family went, but I wasn't close to them or whatever and didn't know anything about it. So the only thing I knew was what I'd seen on TV. And that people who went to college on TV at that time were either preppy and wealthy, and their parents paid their way, and they had all kinds of nice clothes and cars and stuff, or they were real nerdy and wore the big glasses and were really, really, really smart. And so I fell into I made A's and B's. And so I really didn't think in my head that college was even an option.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't know anything about it because they'd never been. My parents didn't graduate. My mom didn't graduate from high school. But, so I mean, they didn't encourage it. They didn't discourage it, but they didn't encourage it. And so I just thought we couldn't afford for me to go.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't even know there were grants and scholarships.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that, and nobody at school, which is their fault. They should have told us all. But if they told me, I sure didn't hear it.
Yeah.
So I didn't go. So yeah, that would have been wise. But it all worked out.
Yeah.
I got you.
So So considering my teenage years, going to like young adulthood, do you have any advice for me?
Oh, honey, how long have you got? The only way you'll make it and be sane at the end when you're my age is if you walk with the Lord. Because this world is hard. And so the only way I don't understand how people who go through death and serious illnesses and things without believing in the Lord Jesus Christ, I don't see how they make it. And a lot of them don't. It's tough. It would be tough. So that's paramount. You have to have a strong foundation. You've either got to be a leader or be led. So you might as well lead. But you only want to lead if your morals are high and your Christian faith is strong, and it's all about foundation. It's all about those first years. They're the ones that's going to carry you through. And because you're going to, whether you're a Christian or not, you're going to run into diseases and lost jobs and all kinds of things. But in order to make it, you got to have that firm foundation, or you will crack under it, because it's heavy stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me know.
Yeah.
Glad to always hear something like that. It's like preparing.
Be prepared.
So.
And enjoy.
Yes, definitely. Enjoy while you're here.
Got to have some fun. Like jump out of an airplane every now and then or something. God. I don't know.
I'm gonna hear about that later. So, what are some like national, global, just some historical events that you've lived through?
Well, when I was taking those college classes, the Berlin Wall came down.
Yeah, we're going through that in history right now.
Okay, well, the professor that I sat under at that time, he actually went to Berlin and at that time and saw the removal of the wall or whatever. And so that was kind of neat to hear him talk about it firsthand, And I don't remember his name. But so I saw that. The very first, like I said, I don't have any memories before 5 years old. But the first memory that I have is when Kennedy was shot. And the only thing that I really remember about it, because I was young, it was in 64, I think. 63, 64, I don't know. But was we had a black and white TV. It was before color came out that a lot of people used and stuff. And I remember sitting in front of the TV. I guess Mom was watching it or something, and hearing them talk about it. And what I remember most was the sincerity that the newscasters had. It was real solemn. And so I remember that, and watching his casket when they had his burial and things like that, So I remember that. I remember Berlin. I remember, of course, 9/11. I was an adult, and your mom and aunt were teenagers in high school. No. Jenny was actually in college, and your mom was still in high school. And I remember wanting to go get them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was at the seed plant, and I was alone. And I just had a little bitty TV there that I'd watch the news in the morning once I got everything opened up. And so I saw it when it first happened, And I've got a whole video of it. It's on VHS, but of the different things. And that was weird and scary. Very, because you didn't know if anything else was coming.
What's happening, yeah.
And the strangest thing was, you don't realize how silent it got when all the airplanes got out of the air, because they grounded all the airplanes. And it was just weird, because even here, we don't hear a lot. No, we're not near an airport or anything and have great big jets. But the streaks across the sky, I mean, there's hundreds of them that come across our sky,
Yeah.
And you'd look up for days and there was nothing. And that was just kind of odd, and everything. But, yeah, I remember all of that. It was interesting.
Most recently, we just went through COVID. So
Oh, that
that's
was-
another one, but I'll have my experience in that by now. So what do you think is the biggest technological advancement that you have seen since you were born to now? Or maybe something that surprised you, really, or Just
It was nothing as dramatic as what my grandmother would have seen, because she went from horse and buggy to having a car. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that dramatic. It was more internet and people starting to have a PC, a personal computer at their own home or even their own business. That was, but it just kind of gradually, little things that built on other stuff. It wasn't like a complete change, and so, I remember when we got our first VCR, I think a guy had won it that he worked with or something, and he already had one, and so he sold it to Michael for half price, and it was like, I think he gave him $250 for it, you know what I'm saying? And our first movie camera, VHS, you held it on your shoulder and it was about this big. It may still be up in the storage room, I don't know. But, so watching things downsize, and having the first phone bag. I remember when Michael and I were first married, just a couple years, and they was talking about the cell phone was a bag phone. It looked like a regular phone that but you had to carry this bag in your car or whatever, hook it up in the car. But I remember us talking before we ever had kids. We said, we was at home, and we said, you know what? Someday, when we answer the phone, we'll be able to see people. What if, we won't be able to answer the phone in our pajamas or anything? And I remember us standing there and talking about such a silly thing. And now, we do it all the time.
Yeah, and now we're like videoing off a little phone right now. So can you tell me about some of popular entertainers from whenever you're younger? Or just, let's see, singing, I know some of that, and actors, just shows, all that.
I didn't do a whole lot of stuff like that. I remember Michael Jackson and Donny Osmond. They were my age, literally, I think, right at it. And so they were teenagers when I was, and so they were the heartthrobs. And so their music was really popular, and people knows all the music because of his brother. But I just had, there was a song called "Knock 3 Times on the Ceiling," and why I remember that, I do not know. I don't even know who's singing. And then when I was young, there was a song called "These Boots Are Made for Walking."
Yeah, I think everybody knows that song.
You gotta do that. I had go-go boots.
Oh, goodness. Gaga.
And a pink mini skirt. I remember that outfit, and I was only in 3rd grade.
Why haven't you mentioned this sooner?
I don't know, but I loved it. Oh, I wanted to wear it every day.
Wow. Well, that's something I didn't know. So now just shifting a little bit more to personal, you and your family. Can you tell me about how you met people, whenever you guys got married, and then you growing your family?
Well, we did not know each other. I knew his brother through music and stuff. I didn't know him real good, but I knew who he was and everything. And people called and asked, it was a blind date. I mean, he called and asked me out, and we talked on the phone. And
how old were you?
It was after I graduated high school.
Gotcha.
I was probably 19, going on 20 or something like that. And so anyway, he called and asked me out. So after we talked for a few minutes, we decided to go out. And so we did. And we went out for the first time to a movie. We was just talking about that the other night. It was called Oliver Story. It was from Love Story, was a popular one. And this was the background of Love Story or something. I don't remember. But it was at a movie theater in Paducah, downtown. And so that's how we met. And that was just a few days before Christmas, or maybe between Christmas and New Year's. And we were married by October of the next year. So 10 months and we were married. So go from strangers to getting married. But it's worked.
Can you tell me about your kids and like whenever they came along?
Yeah. I was 24 when your Aunt Jenny was born, and 26 when your mother was born. And we already, let me see, when Jenny was born, we'd already had the seed plant, but it was a small one in Lowe's. And I would put her in her little bassinet when Michael would work nights, and I'd go down there and clean seed by myself and stuff. It was, you do what you got to do when you start a business. And then when Susie was born was the year we bought the seed cleaner. And so it was nice having children. I enjoyed being a mommy. I liked it.
You still are.
Oh yeah, that's right. But they're grown. They're old ladies. And then I had grandchildren.
You did?
I did.
Interesting.
That's the best. All the fun, no the worries.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I like to hear.
Absolutely.
Same here. So can you tell me about where you attended church throughout your life, and just how your family, how you've pursued that, like personally also?
Okay. Well, my dad did not attend church. He didn't oppose it, but he didn't attend with us. Mama always took us to church. And so when we, like I said, we lived up north for so many years, 9 years, I guess, or something. And my dad could do anything, build anything, fix anything, whatever. And he actually, a pastor and his wife, and my mother, it seems like one or two other people, started a Southern Baptist church up north, which there's not many Southern Baptist churches up there, and in our little town. And we started in the library. And my dad actually built the church out in the county just a little ways. I mean, he did it completely by himself. Wow. And he just did because he loved to do stuff like that. And that's the church that I was saved in. So my dad had built the church that I was saved in. So that was kind of cool and unusual. And we didn't have a baptistry, so I had to go to another church and get baptized. Baptized. But, and then, so we went there till we moved down here. And when we moved down here, I went to Northside Baptist Church in Mayfield, which is where my grandmother went and everything. It was kind of like I guess what you'd call the family church, whatever. Yeah. And so we went back there and stayed there till, people, after we married, people joined. Well, he joined before we got married, I think. And then in, I don't know, Susie was in high school, Jenny was in college. And so it's probably like 02 or something like that. We started going to Trace Creek. Yeah. And we've been there ever since. So we enjoy Trace Creek.
Now, personally, you have Gaga's Missions. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Well, I have to talk 2 days on that. Gaga's Missions was born after I retired and everything. And I go to Guatemala. Used to go 3 times a year. Now I go twice a year. And we have 20 to 30, it varies, pastors that we take care of along with their churches. And we minister to them. And then we have children that we put through school. We have, right at this point, we have 2 kids in college, 1 kid starting high school, and a couple kids in elementary school. And then we also have a school of our own. It's like not a school, but it's I guess you could say preschool. I don't really know how to say it where it makes sense, but a lot of the kids there don't go to school. Yeah. So anyway, one of our churches started a school, and they started it and had nothing. They didn't have a pencil and a piece of paper. They just did everything by talking. And so now we keep them completely supplied and everything. Yeah. So that's my mission that I love. Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
So I know that you've always been interested in, and you've pursued that for a while. Do you have any other passions or hobbies, especially younger ones that you've just kept going with, or?
No, I always worked. Yeah, I didn't have a lot of hobbies. The only hobby I guess you could say is I like to work in my yard when I was at home and stuff. But I worked a lot of hours when I was, 20, 30, 40, 50.
Mm-hmm.
Until I retired or whatever, I worked a lot of hours. So it was that, and I always had a passion that my kids had to come home and smell like cookies cooking and stuff from school and stuff like that. So I'd do both. But owning the business, I was able to come home some and like be here if they got off the bus or something like that, So, no, I really.
Well, since you've lived here, like after moving down from up north, what do you think is the biggest change that you've seen your community experience, or that had like the biggest effect?
Living here. Well, the tornado that hit Mayfield was one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
We were actually in Mayfield, leaving church when it came through, and it was dark. It was after 9:00, 9:30. And so I remember the wind pulling our car, and we wasn't even at it. We were several miles away from where it was hitting, but we couldn't see anything. So that was something. The ice storm. I can't remember what year it was in, but
09.
09.
Yeah.
That was 09. What year were you born?
Right before I was born.
That's what I was thinking, because electricity was gone.
Yeah.
Your mother came over here, and it had warmed up and people from all over the country came to work on our electricity and everything. And your mother was pregnant, very pregnant.
Yes.
And it had warmed up that day and sunny to about like 40. And they were working down the road, but they was working on the main roads, and it had knocked our line down from the road to the house.
Yeah.
And I told your mom, I said, take off your jacket and walk outside so they can see you. And maybe they'll feel sorry for us. And they did. They came and put up our electricity. So that worked out well. Thank you, Keely.
Anytime. Okay, well, on a brighter note from natural disasters, what is your favorite memory?
Oh, God.
I know, that is a hard question.
I know.
So let's just say, like, first one that comes to mind. Like, you can mention a few if you think of some more, but...
One memory from childhood, and I can't remember, I wasn't little. I was probably 12-ish in that area. And I thought on our birthdays, my parents would have both grandparents sets out for dinner, and that was our birthday. So we didn't have a birthday party, but that was our party, was family. And we went through the dinner, and I was born on my mom's birthday. So we cut our cake, and I didn't get a present. And I was old enough that I didn't want to say anything. I thought, well, maybe they couldn't afford it or something. I just didn't know, so I just didn't say anything. But still, it was building up inside of me, and I was so sad. And I thought, oh no, I'm going to start crying. I was scared I was going to start crying. And so I ran in my bedroom and got down beside my bed, I guess. And when I controlled myself, I went to get up, and when I did, my window shade kind of got stuck on my arm and came up. And outside on our little patio, the light was on. This is where the door was. Everybody came in, and there was a brand new bicycle sitting there. And I was so excited. Oh gosh, it had a banana seat on it. I loved it. It was purple. And I was just thinking about that the other day. I was just sitting there. I was so excited.
Glad I got to hear that. I've never heard that before. You're making me sad at the start. So I know that now, and just not even just in retirement, I know you guys do more now, but you have the Adventure Girls, which is like your friendship group. And I was wondering just how your friendships have developed from like childhood to adulthood, and not just like the people, but how the relationships, like the difference in that too.
Yeah. Much deeper. You're lucky if you have even one friend. I know you hear that sometimes, but it's really true. That goes through life with you. That just doesn't happen because different times you go different ways. But on Facebook, of all things, a few years ago, I was able to find my very best friend from Peatone up north that I hadn't heard from since I'd moved here.
Yeah.
And she was my best friend. And I found her on Facebook. So we haven't seen each other, but we'll message back and forth and see what each other's family's doing or whatever. And she still is in Peatone.
Yeah.
So that was fun. But then my adventure girls, there's 4 of us, and we all went from grade school all the way through high school together. And we'd run into each other here and there. We all live, close to Mayfield. And just, in the grocery store or whatever, we'd run into each other and say, oh, we need to get together sometime.
Yeah.
Well, after we had been out of school, graduated for 30 years, we said, 2 of us met, and we're like, no, we're going to get together. And we just set a date right then.
Yeah.
And invited several. Well, anyway, it came down to 4 of us. And we got our careers almost over, got our kids pretty much raised and everything. And so I think that was in 2011. And so we get together every month, just about, at each other's house. Well, we'll get together at the Nap House now.
Yeah.
But we'll just we say it's bunco night, but we don't play bunco hardly ever. We laugh and talk and carry on.
Yeah.
And then at least once a year, we do an adventure together. And we love that. And sometimes we let our husbands go out to eat with us.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, very few times. But it's a deeper, more meaningful relationship now. And there's probably 2 rules to be an adventure girl. That's one is the group is closed.
Yeah.
It's the 4 of us, and that's that. And the other one is there's no husband bashing. A lot of girls are bad about getting together and complaining instead of talking to their husband. And so we don't, we'll have a lot of intimate conversations, but for the most part, we just get together and laugh and carry on. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm looking forward to having some relationships like that too.
Yeah.
This question, I really want to ask you this. What would your younger self, do you think, be most proud of you for now?
Is there anything to be proud of? Probably not.
Gaga.
Well, I'm serious. There's so many other things that I could have done, didn't.
Oh, come on, don't talk like that, Gaga. Talk about the positive. Think. You have a great family who loves you.
I do have a great family. Oh,
you
wow.
This whole interview, we've talked about how you have these great friends.
Oh,
great church community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
God's definitely laid his hand over your life.
He has. And that was the best decision I ever made, was to trust Christ. I did that as a child, a younger child. And what would my younger self be most proud of? Maybe that I'm still standing and have a sense of humor. I mean, life can suck.
Well, we sold that shirt. You have a sense of humor.
That wasn't intentional, Kaylee. Oh, gosh. I can laugh at myself. When something funny happens, I don't mind I will text goofy pictures of myself straight out of bed or something with my hair going like this to my girlfriends and tell them that's their laugh for today. I enjoy stuff like that.
Yeah.
I really do. It's the little things. Yeah.
Just about at the, since you've been out of retirement for a while now, can you just tell me a little bit about your experience since then? I mean, have you enjoyed it? What all have you been into since then?
I love it. Well, Guatemala got busy, and I absolutely love that. Passionate about that.
Yeah.
And the Lord just brought that to me. Passionate about it. I'm not saying I'm good at it. I'm just saying I'm passionate about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people help me in that with funding and things for things we need. What was the question?
what was your experience in retirement? What's the
Oh, retirement. You sleep.
Retirement.
I sleep until I wake up. Literally sleep till I wake up. I do not care
Yes.
to set an alarm.
No.
And I love to travel.
Mm-hmm.
I love to be somewhere that I've never seen before.
Mm-hmm.
I seldom want to go back to the same spot.
Yeah.
And I love adventures.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. I like adventures.
Just
it
for
keeps you
fun,
alive.
do you want to mention some of the adventures that you and your adventure girls went on?
Oh, well, we have been water rafting on one that the Olympic team had been on,
Mm-hmm.
so it was pretty good.
Yeah.
And we've been parachuting. We call it parachuting.
Skydiving.
Yes, skydiving. Jumped out of a perfectly good plane at 15,000 feet.
Yep, good
It
stuff.
was awesome.
You've been in a hot air balloon, haven't you?
Been in a hot air balloon with a hole in it, patched with duct tape.
I didn't hear about that. Hear
Yeah,
about
when we
that.
got there to go up, there was a hole, and the guy goes, "There's a hole." And he said, "Do y'all still want to go?" And I said, "Well, are you going to go?" And he said, "I'm going to go get some duct tape and put over it." We said, "Well, if you're okay with it, we are too, because we're all going down if you go down." So we put duct tape over it, and there we went. And been in a biplane, zip line.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much we haven't done.
Yeah.
There really isn't. And what did we do this year? We've almost forgot we have to write them down.
I thought
to
this was like
Niagara Falls. We zip lined at Niagara Falls, and that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, we went to Chicago, and they have a thing called the Bean, which is a big sculpture thing outside that's real shiny, sitting in a park.
I've seen that before.
Okay,
I
it was
know
like a
what you're talking
bean.
about. Yes, I've seen that.
And people are taking pictures and stuff,
Yeah.
so we stood there for over an hour and photobombed everybody's pictures.
I can't wait to be your age.
It's so much fun. Oh, it's so much fun. I love it.
Sounds like you definitely have been enjoying your retirement.
Yeah, and we traveled. People and I, we went to Israel
Mm-hmm.
and Jordan, and of course
You went on quite a few cruises too.
been on cruises.
Visit our family down in Florida
Oh
too.
yeah, a lot. Of course, we're there a couple times a year
Yeah.
to see the family, and sometimes we go and don't see them. Oh my gosh! But we went somewhere this year. Where did we go? Me and people. Oh, we've been to Alaska and up
Yeah.
north and Hawaii and different places like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
yep.
Well, aside from that, is there anything else that you'd like to tell me or expand on?
I think a 16-year-old. That's all you need to know.
Oh, God, come on. Okay.
No, I can just tell you that I'm very proud of you. And all of my grandkids.
Mhm.
Y'all are all you're doing it right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for letting me just look into your life a little bit and just everything I wasn't here for. And it's been a really good experience, Gogo.
Good.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Love you.
Love you.
Mm.